What's going on, everybody? It's Dylan and Kev Bull. We're here to talk about Sunday Night Football Week 4 recap. Indianapolis Colts took on the Seattle Seahawks, and the Seattle Seahawks scored 46 points. 38 of those were 36 of those, were in the second half. So a shellacking in the second half. 46-18, the finals. The first time in NFL history this score has happened in a game, 46-18. And yeah, I mean, it was a different kind of game, story, a tale of two halves, if you will. We're here with the Seattle Seahawks fan, Kev Bull. Kev, how are you doing today?
I'm pretty good overall. Was not happy after the first half. I was doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
And a lot of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I tweeted out, and you can follow me at KEVOLE, that was the least inspiring and lethargic half of football I have seen the Seahawks play in a long time. And some guy said, except last week, and I said, well, actually, this week was worse because this was a team that you knew after what happened last week, you wanted to get off to a better start, and the Colts went on a 7-yard. I'm completely taking over your synopsis here. The Colts went on a 7-minute drive. The Seahawks barely had the ball for 7 minutes and they had the ball for 9 minutes. They go down the field, get at the last second there, 5 seconds left. Blair Walsh missed a field goal. We're down 18-15. Blair Walsh spends most of the halftime missing field goals again. We're all a little worried, but the Seahawks got everything together, basically. They got their running game kind of back in order. They found a new weapon in the backfield. Russell Wilson was doing Russell Wilson kind of type things. And ultimately, well, there was some faults there. Jimmy Graham dropped the football ball. As I mentioned to you guys, it's unusual. He doesn't get a lot of passes, so this new thing was coming towards him, and he wasn't sure what to do with it, so it bounced off of him, and it was a great interception. But the Seahawks got it together. I will be curious what was said at halftime because somebody ripped some paint off some wall very clearly. And I'm not going to say all is good again, but they played Seahawks-type football, the type that we know and love. So that's good. Well, I'll let you.
That is very positive to see here. Kev Nar, who's been on here, said, told y'all the Seahawks still got it. Now, brother, I like what I saw in the second half, but this is also against one of the worst teams in football. I don't know if they're back yet. I don't know. I'm going to agree with Kev. I don't know if they're back yet. They have a couple of pretty huge games the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to get to the chat real quick. I do like the commentary there. Let's see. Russell Wilson is in the chat. Man, this guy just comes on our channel, just needs to make sure everything's out there. He says, go Hawks.
Yeah, very Russell of him.
Very Russell of him. I mean, he wants to go and just support the channel. Very much appreciate it. Arian's in the chat. Mitch is not here today, Mitch. Or Arian. He's not here, surprisingly enough. No shout-out to Locksmith. No. Let's see here. Russell Wilson also puts out a fact. I didn't know if he was studying facts or not. The Jets, Patriots, Seahawks, Cowboys, Saints, and Texans all have the same record. If he had told me that beginning the season through 4 games, I would have said you're crazy. Because at least one of those teams I didn't think was going to be 2-2 in the wrong direction, and I didn't think 2-2 was going to be the right direction for the Jets either. So, interesting stuff here. Let's get into the game. First half, I slept through the first quarter. I took a nap. That's kind of what happened with this game.
So did everyone else.
Listen, when I woke up, the score was 3-2, and I was like, "Whoa, riveting stuff here."
Bottom of the fourth, 3-2.
Riveting stuff here, 3-2. Baseball score right there. By the way, the baseball season just ended, regular season. But yeah, it was weird. I was like, "What?" Blair Walsh made a field goal, surprisingly, and then Russell Wilson got sacked in the end zone by Nate Harrison. So Hairston, sorry. So it was 3-2, and Jacoby Brissett was playing some pretty competent football all around. He didn't even do that bad until the fourth quarter, or the third quarter, I should say. His stat line, 16 to 29, 157 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. That interception was costly. Justin Gilbert got his first career pick six. Good stuff for him. Or Coleman, sorry. I always get them confused for some reason. Cleveland all that. Coleman got his first career interception, pick six on this one. So good job for Coleman. Injuries aplenty for the Seahawks there. Jeremy Lane injured. We'll talk about an injury later down the road, but Brissett was playing some decent football. Rushing game was pretty much non-existent. Frank Gore, he's like 50 in unrealistic terms, but it looks like he's 50. 12 carries, 46 yards, just nothing going for them. Brissett had 3 rushes for 33 yards. That was one of the more explosive things for them in the game against the Browns, and he used a little bit here in this game. Receiving-wise, there was pretty much nobody. Moncrief got 3 catches for 30 yards and a touchdown. Frank Gore was their leading receiver in both receptions, that was tied, and receiving yards, which is depressing to say the least. Brissett also had 2 fumbles, which was not very good. He recovered one, but he lost one as well. In that sack situation, I think he got hit with his hand, but they weren't sure if it was a forward pass. For the Seattle offense, Russell Wilson, 21 to 26, 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Most of the incompletions or interceptions that he had was under pressure, and one interception was Jimmy Graham's fault entirely. But he played pretty good football tonight, honestly. I enjoyed what he brought to the table here. Eddie Lacy actually led the team in rushing yards tonight. 11 carries, 52 yards. Had to use him a little bit later on. Chris Carson, 12 carries, 42 yards. Russell Wilson got 4 carries for 38 yards and that touchdown. How do you say this name? McKissick? Is that how you say it?
Yes.
McKissick. I guess they might have found their new running back receiver target. 4 carries for 38 yards and a touchdown. He also had 1 catch in the receiving game for 27 yards and a touchdown. And might be having to be used with Carson maybe being out. We'll talk about that in a minute. Tyler Lockett, 4 catches, 67 yards. Jimmy Graham, 4 catches, 61 yards, and I'm going to call it a forced interception. For the defense, they struggled in the first half to a degree. They were letting Brissett get some good plays. But in the second half, I think they turned the corner around and made some pretty good adjustments here. Kev, as a Seahawks fan, what did you see? What was the tale of the 2 halves? What did you think? We heard what you said about the first half, but what did you think they did well in the second half, and what do you think they need to do going forward as a team?
They got actually creative. Remember the 2-point conversion there. Wilson does a fake. He does a fake drop-off. He rolled to the right, and Baldwin, I don't know, he could have went for a coffee, grabbed a burger, a few snacks, whatever, but he was wide open. The Tyler Lockett reverse was a creative move, and they were able to run the ball inside. And I think J.D. McKissick actually brought a sort of a McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook option where he's got some speed. The guy is fast. He broke out there. He broke out on a couple of those plays and looked really fast. And the turnover for the touchdown, the Coleman one was huge, but the fumble recovery, you saw Brissett just laying on the ground, and at that point you knew he was done. It was the knockout punch, and it just felt like the Seahawks front 7 just kind of took over, and I think that helped offensively to just give them momentum. The Colts were just it's like Mayweather in some ways. McGregor came out swinging, but he just didn't have enough. Yeah,
I mean, it was a weird game because I'm seeing the Colts over here, and I'm thinking this team's terrible. This team's terrible, but they're holding in, and then I think the Seahawks finally got a grip on it and said, we need to get something done here. We looked like a subpar football team, and that's not what's up to expectations. As a Seahawks organization, you want to win football games. You want to win out here. This has happened for the Seahawks multiple times. Last year, I remember they played the game against the Panthers, blew them out of the water, and that's what I was expecting in this game. Just didn't look like it from the first half, but defense got pressure on them. They played very solid. The offense, I think, got something done in production. Russell Wilson had a great game. 107 0.5 passer rating, not great, but I think it would have been better if the 2 interceptions hadn't been put on him. Only 5 incompletions. Not much to say on the receiving game for the Seahawks tonight, but I think, like you said, they got trickier. They used running plays, which is I don't know if that's foreign for them in the last couple of seasons, but using that to their degree. How do you feel about Chris Carson? It looks like he might be injured for I don't know how long, but it looked like a bad injury.
Oh, that looked bad. That was just heartbreaking because this was a guy that was starting to establish himself as the main back and 7th round pick, did all he can to make the team. I feel bad for him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the difficulty. You have Thomas Rawls, who's the same thing, basically. Not Carson, but it's the same situation. He's hurt all the time. Procise is hurt all the time. Eddie Lacy hasn't been all that effective. 11 for 52. He got a long run for 19 yards. I'm still not convinced that if you got Pete Carroll to sit down and chat, that he is really excited about the idea of having Eddie Lacy as a number 1 back. So it's going to be interesting to see. And, Carson was kind of that beast mode that pound the rock with, and it's going to be a tough loss. But we'll see what happens. Obviously the season's not over. We're going to have to continue we're scheduled to play 12 more games. We'll have to play them. We can't cancel them because we don't have Chris Carson, so we might as well figure something out.
It's really saddening, honestly. Like you said, a 7th round draft pick. You want the guy to succeed. A lot of people picked him over this year as a rookie and played solidly. I mean, you got the starting job there, so to see him go down like this is very depressing. I don't know. I haven't heard the reports. Adam Schefter hasn't come up with anything yet or tweeted anything yet, so we'll probably figure out the next day or two. But, man, let's talk about the injuries in the NFL because this is an overarching thing. A lot of injuries today. A lot of injuries. Dalvin Cook, torn ACL completely, nearly completely. So he's out for the year. That's one of the more depressing things for me. Not as a fan, only a fantasy football guy because I have him in my league, but just seeing the Vikings, that's one of my favorite teams there, and not good to see.
I feel bad for Anthony too, who is our compadre and is a Vikings fan.
Yes, that's a hard. And considering last year you had to deal with AP getting hurt week 3 and Teddy Bridgewater getting hurt at the beginning of the season, he has gotten through some injuries. So yeah, that sucks. Mariota and Carr, who were oddly enough injured last year, the same week, are injured the same time this week. Mariota, I believe it was a knee injury. I want to say. And Carr got hit with a knee to his back, but it also looked like his neck was hurting. So that's not a good injury. I think those are even worse than leg injuries.
Yeah.
So might not be out for as long, but that's something you want to say. Their backups are Matt Castle and EJ Manuel. That's not going to help either of them. I'm being honest. EJ almost won that game for them, but I think that was just some weird coincidence that even happened. So, yeah, a lot of injuries this week. We still have one more game. Let's, God, pray that Kareem Hunt does not get hurt. Also, Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu both got hurt in the game at Atlanta. Maybe it's the Ric Flair curse. He's a curse to the NFL for some reason. If he supports you shouldn't support him. Let's go to the.
Let's talk a little bit about the Colts here before we get into the comments, because one of the things that I did like Brissett's moxie, and they found a way to keep the ball away in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
But their game plan was odd. They only were running up the middle, paging T.Y. Hilton.
Does he exist?
Please come to CenturyLink Field.
Huh?
To the field level of CenturyLink Field. Your game is on. Is on.
Are you sure?
3 catches, 30 yards. He kind of dropped one there, but he was really non-existent, which is would have been a key guy. I know, but he wasn't covered by Sherman. Sherman was on Aiken. Hilton was on Coleman, or Shaq Griffin was the one kind of working on Hilton, and that was and you lose your best offensive lineman in the third play of the game. But there's some pieces, but you just, your Brissett's a good piece, Hooker's a good piece. If you got Hilton involved, it would be great, but this team is just in bad shape. And I don't even think with Andrew Luck they're in better shape, to be honest with you.
I think they would win maybe a couple more football games, but they're still a very lackluster team. It's like the Aaron Rodgers kind of thing, Tom Brady kind of thing, where that one player helps them out to such a degree they'll win a couple more football games than they really should. Colts play the 49ers next week. That might be a helpful situation for them. They play in Indianapolis. They play the Titans, the Jaguars, the Bengals, and the Texans the next 4 weeks. So 3 of those 4 divisional opponents. This team could be 2-2. They probably should have beaten the Cardinals week 2. I believe that was the week.
The Cardinals are awful. Can we just be honest? They're awful.
They won a football game with scoring 1 touchdown in overtime and had 4 field goals in the regular 60 minutes.
They've won 2 games scoring 12 points. 12 to 15 points. Excellent job, Arizona.
Hey, I still got it right.
Fist pump that.
I got it right in predictions, baby. Let's go. That's all that matters. Me and AC got that one right. He's actually leading. By the way, I'm going to give everybody the predictions right now because today was shit in every way, shape, and form. I went 7-8 before we get to Monday Night Football. AC went 8-7. Cavo went 8-7. Good job. Mitch 5-10. Amazing. And Anthony 6-9. So AC, no matter what this week, will be 1 game ahead of everybody in the pack. Me and Anthony. Actually, is that the case? I believe that's the case. No, they'll be tied. That's the thing. AC and Anthony will be tied. I'll be 1 game behind those guys, and then you and Mitch will be in last place. But it's all good. It's all good.
Oh, I thought Mitch would be coming in first. We'll be in last still? Well, Mitch
you'll still be in last place, but you did improve your record very much so. So congratulations. Predictions this week was very difficult to do. Again, we're averaging anywhere from 7 to 9 victories a week because these teams are not very good. Let's be honest. There hasn't been very many standout teams. And it's hard to watch some of this football. But let's get to some of these comments here. Let's see here. Bills are number 1 in the AFC East with wins over the Broncos and Falcons. How do you feel about the Bills, Kev?
You got to give him credit. I mean, I was saying this morning, I had a feeling that this game would be a really interesting game, and I was right about that. It was an interesting game, and the Bills are the best team right now in the AFC East. Sorry, Mitch. It's a fact. The Bills are that team.
That's a fact.
They find ways to win. Their defense created a turnover, and I think that some teams are not taking other teams very seriously.
No.
That's another thing. The Falcons did not take the Bills seriously. I don't think the Seahawks took the Colts seriously in the first half. I don't think the Jaguars took the Jets seriously. And I think that that's part of the problem.
And the Jets really gave that game away. Like, they threw a fumble.
They were trying everything to lose.
They were. They threw a fumble in the 4th quarter. Like, Josh McCown went to throw this football, did not see his running back. His running back did not see him at all. Running in this direction, the ball hits him in the back, and they score a touchdown off that. A.J. Bouye gets one of the luckiest interceptions I've ever seen in my entire life, and they still lose. The Jets still win. It's ridiculous. This is disrespectful, too. ESPN, or the bettors, the bettings have already come out for next week. Bengals are favored by the Bills by 3 points.
Yeah, I would be Mitch and AC. You gotta talk about that on your betting show because I'd take that bet.
I would take that bet 100% for the Bills. The Bills also play the Buccaneers, the Raiders, and the Jets the next 3 weeks after the Bengals game. So pretty interesting schedule for the Bills. They might be in playoff contention. Let's see. Good.
Who would have thought the Jets are 2-2 and the Giants are 0-4?
Nobody. I made a predictions video saying that the Jets could be going 0-16. I said they were going to go 1-15. They've already beaten my expectations through 4 games. So you got to give credit to the Jets. Do I think they're going to win very many more football games? No, but give them credit. They already won 2. Bodo's having a terrible week in predictions. Yeah, I feel you, brother. Let's see here. Oh, a Yankee King says Giants should be disgusted. They sucked so bad. They weren't terrible today. They almost beat the Buccaneers. We knew that was going to be a close game. I think all of us said it was going to be a very close game, but the Buccaneers ended up pulling that one out. What do you do, Kev? What do you do if you're the Giants? You're 0-4. No team's ever made it to the playoffs 0-4. Do you tank, or do you try to compete with this division?
Well, I guess this is the. I think tomorrow will be interesting because the Redskins may go down to 2-2, and then you have the Cowboys at 2-2. You've got the Eagles at 3-1, so there's a huge hole already, and you lost 2 divisional games. I really expected the Giants to play a much more desperate game, but they fell down 13-0 in the first quarter, and if you're a defense, I'm not the best NFL expert out there, but when you're down 13-0 and you have a guy named Odell Beckham, you know that you're going to Odell Beckham. You're going to cover Odell Beckham with all that you can. I don't know. I just don't know what you do with I think you have to start thinking about what you do with Eli.
Yeah.
He finds ways to lose. You don't have a running back. You don't have a running game. You're far too predictable. Ben McAdoo can yell and scream that you want to win a goddamn game, but you're not coaching well enough to win a game. Dirk Koetter wasn't even all that happy with Tampa Bay's performance, but he won.
They won the football game, and Jameis Winston played good, 22-38, 3 touchdowns. I'm going to take that, 332 yards. And my theory that if you throw 40 yards a game or 40 passes a game, you're going to lose is holding up pretty well. Eli went 30 of 49 and lost his football game. So, I don't. Giants are going to play the Chargers next week, so one of them is guaranteed their first victory of the season. That's impressive.
No.
What, a tie? Do you think a tie is going to happen?
Could be a tie. It's not a guarantee that one will win. It could be a tie.
No, I'm not. I will never ever predict a tie in the history of the NFL. I guess technically you are right.
It's possible. I'm not saying that's the prediction.
It'll be like 0.05 chance. Now it's going to happen because this is how the NFL works. I'm going to say one of them is guaranteed to still win the football game. One of them will get their first victory, and it's sad because it's the class of 04, and they used to be good. And then the Giants will play Denver Sunday night, the week after that in Denver. So congratulations on 0-6. Let's see here. Donald J. Trump in the chat. Panthers.
Well, that's nice. There's Puerto Rico, but who cares? Come on, the BLV cat.
He dedicated his whole golfing tournament to the Puerto Rico. Yeah, congratulations.
Oh, it's yeah.
That's what he cares about. Says Panthers got so lucky. I'm mad, even though I hate both teams. I don't even know what to say about the Patriots right now. Honestly, I don't.
What's amazing to me, and this is where I wish Mitch was on, is how the Panthers used Christian McCaffrey, confused the Patriots because they were swinging him out, they were moving him inside, but they weren't even giving the ball to him. They were just confused by Christian McCaffrey's appearance.
They were just like, "Whoa, this white running back that can do something."
Yeah, yeah.
Who is this McCaffrey? Yeah. He wasn't even the leading rusher.
I do not count the Patriots out in any way, shape, or form. By the way, do not count them out.
No. This is a Patriots team that has started out and struggled before in many seasons and won the Super Bowl. But this is a terrible defense. They've got to fix something up here. 125 points given up in 4 games.
Yeah.
That's an average of almost 32 a game, 31 to 32 a game. That's awful. And here's the 4 games, by the way. 42 points given up by the Chiefs in opening night, 20 against the Saints. That's easily their best. And 33 in their last 2 games, both one against the Texans and one against the Panthers. So, well, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. Let's see here. Get to a couple more comments. Looking for here. Colts should be Jags and Titans, says Russell Wilson. What do you think about that? I don't agree with one of those teams.
I don't think the Colts can beat the Colts. I don't think the Colts can beat the Jags or the Titans.
The Jags defense, I think, is too big.
You could beat the Washington Huskies right now. Sorry.
I don't think they can beat the Minnesota Lynx. I don't know. I don't think they can be the Jags because the Jags have too good of a defense, and I don't think they can be the Titans because if Mariota's healthy, I think they just can't. If he's not, maybe. But Coach says parody in NFL. You guys can't predict human mistake. No one can. Interesting. Tyrod is a monster game manager. A monster game manager. That says Russell Wilson. That's successful. He says, I think the Bucs can steal the game against New England and Tampa. I don't think New England has time to regroup their defense in 3 days. Yeah, let's get to that. New England, Tampa Bay, Thursday Night Football. Easily one of the best Thursday Night Football games that has happened since this thing has been created. What do you think about this game? What do you think?
My early sense, okay, and I'm saying this as a guy that when I picked the Patriots from 14-2, I predicted them to lose this game. I said that this would be one of the 2 losses that they would have. I think the Patriots are going to blow out the Bucs.
Wow, really?
I do. I just think that they're coming in with a lot of anger. You're assuming that the greatest coach in the history of the NFL with giving him 3 days, is not going to be able to figure out what to do. This guy has found a way each time we think that the Patriots are done. He's found a way to wipe this out and roll this team. So I just don't think you can count out the Patriots. Yes, they're playing very lousy right now, but they also make these statement games, and when you think that they're done, they come back. So their offense is still sharp. It's their defense that needs to be fixed. And I don't think Tampa Bay looked all that great this week.
No, but I mean, I think the comment here was a good point. This is a Thursday night game. They don't have much time to regroup on defense. And Jameis Winston could go off for a monster game.
But you know what? Actually, I would actually disagree with that. I think the fact that you have only 3 days to prepare for this is actually going to be a good thing because you can get everything out of the air. You can get focused. You can get prepared. It's almost like a recoup. So I'm going to the Patriots. I'm telling.
I mean, Wednesday we'll get to predictions. I might have to already put you down for the Patriots, but I don't know, man. I don't have much confidence in the defense right now. I really don't. I have confidence in Brady. I have confidence in Hogan and Gronkowski, and their offense can keep them in games. But with the short game, they're in Tampa. I think Winston could have a great game. I think that's a time for Evans to stand out. I don't know, man. I don't know. Bodo says, get rid of Eli. Thank you. I also agree. Let's see here.
Who you replace Eli with?
Well, right now, you mean for the draft?
Yeah. Are you like, I mean, I guess you're in the Rosen Donald sweepstakes as of today, but do you want to go with a rookie or do you think you need a veteran? Do you go into try to get into the Kirk Cousins game? Do you look at Alex Smith?
Here's the thing. I think they would rather want to draft early. I think they want to start that whole system over again because they've been with Eli for 13 years, and they've had this veteran quarterback. I think they want to restart it over. And they also have a very talented young core of receivers. Let's not count Marshall. But if they get another third receiver that's quite young and can be exceptional in that game, let's say Evan Ingram, because they're tight end but can be used in the receiver slot. You have a guy like Sam Darnold, who I think is a good quarterback for the most part. Could be helpful for the Giants. If you went and got Alex Smith, I think that would be productive. But then again, you can only use him for such a limited amount of time.
That's true.
It's the John Elway kind of system, right? Where you bring in that quarterback like Peyton Manning, and it worked for 3 seasons, brought him a Super Bowl, but not much after that, I think. So I would go with the young talent. And plus, there's going to be a lot of quarterback talent this upcoming draft. That's why a lot of people were waiting until this draft. So Let's see here. Somebody put the stat up. Oh yeah, the class of 04 is the class of 04 is 0-4. Get it? Because the two of them are 0-4 right now. Donald Trump said 17-14 Chargers is the score he's going to give for that game next week. Should be interesting. And then, by the way, Bodo says class of 04 should all retire. Indeed. We got one last thing to talk about, Kev, and I think we'll get off here. Let's look at the Seahawks next game. They're playing the Los Angeles Rams. The
defeated
Rams,
the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, they did. One of the most
15 yards from scrimmage. Todd Gurley.
One of the most disappointing games I've seen in a long time. But they play in LA. This has been kind of a trap game for the Seahawks in seasons past. The Rams have been somehow finding a way to at least win one of those games in the regular season against the Seahawks. Currently, the Seahawks are actually they don't have the score for it yet, or the line for it yet. But ESPN has 56.6% as the leader for the Seattle Seahawks. What do you think about this game? What needs to be done? Do you think the Seattle Seahawks can get one up on the Rams?
Well, as of right now, as of 9:40 Pacific time, I know that the Seahawks just won 46-14, but I'm looking at the Rams as the best team in the NFC West as of right now. And I am saying for the Seahawks, and this is going to sound a little crazy for me to say this, in week 5, but it's a must-win for the Seahawks. They absolutely have to win this game. And it's to reestablish their dominance in the NFC West. It's to remind everyone that they're still the champs. They're still the team to beat. And if they don't do it, I think it's realistic to expect the Rams to win the division. Because it'll be 4-1, 2-3, so they'll be 2 up with a division win. So it's a must-win for the Seahawks. They have to win that game.
I would agree with you here. It's a must-win situation. They have to get back. That would tie them in the division lead because I think we can basically count out the 49ers and the Cardinals at this point, even though the Cardinals did win and have the same record as the Seahawks.
They're 2-2. We're excited about. They're mathematically eliminated, even though they're 1 game out.
Yeah, Dave. I'm telling you, they are. The Cardinals are garbage. They won the game for me, so I appreciate them. But yeah, you got to win this game. Rams are looking hot. Seahawks looking to be the same way. They also played the next couple of games. They play the Giants, Texans, and the Redskins the next 3 weeks. So after that game, so
yeah, the bye. Yeah,
excuse me, the bye after this game against the Rams, if I'm correct. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it, Kev. I wish you luck with the Seahawks. I will not say the same for AC. But yeah, that is going to do it for this episode, or this recap of the Colts and Seahawks. As you can tell, the first half was the recap, and the second half was the NFL recap. A lot more content coming out on the way. I can tell you that. Actually, go ahead and check out Kevil's new video. First off, should the Seattle Seahawks trade Jimmy Graham, edited by moi. Tomorrow, we have the Monday Night Football recap between the Chiefs and the Redskins. Should be a good one. And Monday Night Snooze Fest, a.k.a. Raw, that at least 2 of us should be on. Hopefully everybody's on there. Tuesday is SmackDown with Mitch. Let's see here. And also our weekend preview for the NFL with me and Mitch. Probably not Kev, but we'll see. Wednesdays are predictions with AC, myself, Mitch, Kev, Anthony. Hopefully the whole group is there. And then we start the whole cycle back over again. I will also have my topic video tomorrow. I don't know exactly what I'm going to discuss yet, but it'll be a banger. It'll be uploaded probably at halftime of the Chiefs-Redskins game. Kev, you have anything to shout out?
Go on my YouTube channel, Kevin Olenek. Follow me on Twitter at KVOLE. I talk mostly political, religious stuff. But I tweet about the Seahawks, especially on Sundays. Also, look out. We got to do some NHL previews as well. So, National Hockey League season starts Wednesday, so we'll be doing that as well. And yeah, lots of stuff going on. So, Gronks, but like that hit subscribe. Hit subscribe.
Hit the subscribe.
Are you hitting subscribe?
Listen to Kev when he says hit the subscribe button. Yes. I'm going to go to a Dallas Stars game this season. That is my goal. I wanted to go to the one against the New Vegas team, but I kind of figured out too late in advance. I will go. I think not next Saturday, but the Saturday afterwards. They play the Colorado Avalanche in Dallas. So hopefully that's the game I'll go to. Tyler Jones, when is Hell in a Cell? Next Sunday. I really don't want to watch that pay-per-view. I really don't. I haven't watched SmackDown.
Actually, I'm looking forward to that pay-per-view. I actually think there'll be a couple of really good matches. I think the Usos and the New Day are going to have a hell in a Cell match, actually.
That's going to be a really good match. I will give you that.
And I think KO and Shane McMahon will pull off a respectable Hell in a Cell.
I want to see. I want to see how they do that. I think that Shane McMahon's great, but I don't know. We'll see. So next Sunday we'll probably all be on that. While also doing the recap of whatever the next week's Sunday Night Football. That's the Texans and Chiefs next week.
Yeah, that'll be that's going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson in primetime, his first primetime game.
57 points.
Yeah.
What? I mean, I get it. They also,
I know.
The defense was crazy today.
That cost me fantasy. The fact that I didn't put in the Steelers D cost me fantasy.
The Houston Texans helped me a lot in defense. Let me go over my fantasy team this week. I'm thinking back in the BLV contention. I'm going to be 2-2 after this week. So,
yeah, I'll be 2-2 as well.
AC might be 3-1, but he could be going 4-0. So, I scored 114.5 points this week. Tom Brady, 20 points. Le'Veon Bell, 32 points. Amir Abdullah, 17.5. Larry Fitzgerald, 11. Deshaun Jackson, 3. Martellus Bennett, 6. 3 from Travis Benjamin, 0 from Forbath. But here's the helper. 22 points from that Houston Texans defense. Touchdown, 4 interceptions, and a fumble recovery. So thank you for that defense. I'm sorry, Kev, if it hurts your team. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this recap.
Had Dak Prescott near 22. Walking with Elias, watch out for him. The guy is averaging 130 points in the fantasy. I don't know how he's doing that.
Wait, walking with Elias? Really?
Yeah, watch him.
He is 2-1. He'll go 3-1 this week.
Yeah. But one of my other leagues, I forgot to put the Steelers defense in, and I'm down 26 points with Chris Thompson to play tomorrow. So I hope he does an average, one of his average. He's averaging 24, 25 the last 2 games. So I'm hoping he just cheeks it up, does his average plus a little bit more. I'm hoping for that. Otherwise, the fact that I didn't put in the Steelers defense in time cost me the game. And I'm 0-4 in that league, and it pisses me off.
That's a very solid team, Kevin. I understand. I just don't know.
I know. It's better than the team I lost to.
Don't you have one more player left?
Yeah, I got Chris Thompson. He's got to pull 20. He's got to get 26 points. I'm down 86-60.
Hey, he can do it, man. Didn't he get 26 last week or something like that?
Yeah, what's the official final score here? Or the official, let's see.
He can do it, man.
Let's see. It's 86 to 60.68. So he needs 26 points.
What did he get last week? Can I ask?
Last week he got 20. He got 26 or so. 25.
Hey, Kareem Hunt, first game he ever played in the NFL, got 40.6 in fantasy.
So. Yeah, that cost me that game.
First game of the season cost you.
I was done.
Yeah, that could. I mean, you never know. You never know. It is against the Chiefs defense, so I don't think that's going to be the case. But
I don't know. Well, we'll see. We get a couple touchdowns here.
I mean, look at the NFL season right now. We haven't predicted diddly squat correctly, so we'll see. That's going to do it for us. For Kev, it's Dylan at the bottom of you. Subscribe. We're at 3,500 subscribers, 3,516 as of right now, so or 15. So thank you very much for that. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Peace.